We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
What song is that?
Are you ready for this by Two Unlimited?
That's what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's
Y'all ready
called.
for this?
Yeah. That's why it's like, it has that stadium
Ba,
feel.
ba, 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 ba.
I don't know if they actually, like, that's what they thought was going to happen when they made that song, if it was going to become, like, a stadium sports arena kind of thing.
They have to.
Oh my God, leave me alone with that.
I got that still. When you humdinger that for Cranium, whatever game, I got you. I would have won it.
Look, also, he is so white when he does it. Do.
What? You can't blame him.
I'm a musician.
He is a part of an acapella choir.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if his barbershop quartet started doing that? Like, if they did it, I would love
I would
that.
pay. That's like those memes or whatever, those videos on Instagram where it's like when you're older and it's like, oh my God. Or like in Scary Movie in the beginning, it was like, do you remember the movie Scary Movie? When they have like the chorus and it's like that rap song. Oh my God. Show me what you're working with. Shake that ass.
But
they're doing it like chorally.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the old people in the lobby from Pitch Perfect.
Oh yeah,
I love that movie.
But I would love to see like a bunch of old white people going do 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 do, and then like the other part comes in with the
Hey.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, ATM. Peace up, A-Town down.
But it would be like, peace up, A-Town down. I don't know why I'm holding my hands. Isn't this like what you do?
Maria Von Trapp right there.
No, isn't it like a chorus, like a, what is this, like
It is
an
a very
opera?
choral.
Why do they do their hands like that?
To kind of, I think maybe to like brace their
Diaphragm?
diaphragm, yeah.
I feel like Andy knows. Why do you do
think there were
this?
choirs, in history that to look uniform they might have. He's doing
Whatever
grab
it
your
is.
knuckles on each side,
like the, whatever this is.
like the Von Trapp family singers.
Yes. I mean, the hills are alive with the sound of music.
How do you solve a problem like Joe Granelli?
Every time, I will tell you this, every time I'm on a call with a Maria, I say, how do you solve a problem like Maria? I've never gotten any, like, a good results on it.
Because on the other side of that phone call, they're rolling their eyes.
I
like,
know.
oh, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
I know.
Oh my God, and Sound of Music wasn't one of your ones that you chose for today.
That would have been my mom's, though.
That's like Gloria. I think I've got your number.
Yeah, exactly. And I still feel like Gloria and the Hallelujah chorus would make such a great mashup for Christmas. I think somebody needs to like do that.
Wait, like the Jesus version of Gloria?
Yeah,
or
where it goes, Glow.
Oh.
I feel like that somebody should do Glow. Big at your number.
Sounds like you need to mash this up.
My favorite is the meme.
Exactly.
It's like how many, if you ask a Catholic how to spell Gloria, it's GLOOOOOOOOORIA. Thank you. There it is.
Got it. I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
Oh.
How was your week?
It was okay. My friend Ariel visited, so that was kind of the highlight.
From the ocean?
That took me a second. No, but it was a whole new
She
world.
got to be where the people are?
Yeah, in San Diego. No, she traveled from the Bay Area. I guess there's an ocean up there. I mean, California has an ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to say she came from the ocean.
Okay.
We'll say that. She came down and drove down with her husband and her new baby, Ellie. And Ellie is like a dream. Like, the baby, like, made zero sounds the entire day.
The baba.
The baby made no sounds at the zoo. That was a bad impression of Laura. But we went to the zoo and walked around. And then, there was an injured duck. And it made me really sad because it was like limping. And I got like I almost cried at the duck because we were eating like I don't know sandwiches.
You didn't like
and,
go pick it up, did you?
I was going to. I was like this close.
Don't do
The
that.
duck was fine.
It was not fine. The duck was limping, and its little foot web was like curled under, and it was really sad.
Okay.
I almost cried myself to sleep that night because I felt so sad for the duck.
How do you know that the duck wasn't born that way and it's just
That's
learning
what
how
Ariel
to
said
thrive on
too,
you?
and I was like, I don't know, you know.
And that duck was getting food from everybody. I mean, that duck was working the crowd.
Okay.
Well, it needed to work me because I needed to adopt a duck, and then
Wait, how old is
become a
Allie?
duck. 3 months.
Okay, so she's not going to remember any of this.
No,
Okay, good.
oh god, no. I will.
She slept.
I will. My favorite part though is so Ariel's Filipino, and I am.
Oh, Mumble, hi!
And whenever when we were younger, she's like, "Oh, when I have a kid, you're gonna be Tito Joji," because like she has an uncle named Tito Boji, and she's like, "You'll be Tito Joji." I was like, "Oh my god!" And so I'm Tito Joji. Oh, it's cute. Yeah. So that was kind of like a highlight. And then we went to what was the restaurant? World Famous? World Class.
World famous.
World Famous. In PB? No. OB?
Girl, do you not know anywhere you go?
No, that's why I have a boyfriend named Nick. He knows my life. What was it? PB? It was on the ocean, and they had really good seafood. They had a really, really good lobster bisque.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I would like it, but it was tasty, and it wasn't too much. It was just like a perfect amount. And then they had like it's like a butter cake or something with like berries on it for dessert. It was pretty tasty.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was that. And then over the weekend, we watched Jurassic Park, the new one. Or Jurassic World, sorry. I was not impressed.
I love
It was
But you saw Chris Romrell in there doing like some kind of helicopter scene,
because
right?
Nick was like, "Oh, it's my friend Chris," and I was like, "Okay," but I was like, "Oh, it actually is like he's actually in the movie."
Yeah.
Yeah. There were
He
not
plays
a lot
a
of-
character and also is just Chris.
Well, he didn't make it in the real movie, but we watched the extended cut, which I think was my
Yeah.
first. Well, that was the first mistake. Because
it was
Nick is a film person and I am not, and I was like, well, I would probably receive this better as it was shown in the theater, as instead of an extended cut. So
right, because they probably raw dogged it. the
yeah,
full
and it
length,
was
you
like
know?
it was such a long cut.
There was a few more scenes of like extra CGI dinosaurs that
There was a lot of CGI dinosaurs.
Well, but here's the thing: you've never seen it before, so you don't know.
yeah.
I knew. I could tell.
Oh,
The
okay.
first 15 minutes, I was like, what is this? And then he's like, oh, that actually wasn't in the movie. And I was like, oh, okay. And Chris's part actually, I think he said got cut out.
Oh,
I
The
know.
non-extended.
I really like your impression of him.
Of who?
Well, it's just like, oh, like whatever you just said.
Oh,
you-
of Nick?
Yeah.
It's just 15 minutes.
Better than the
It's
other
extended. Yeah. That's how he talks. Clearly. Yeah. And then we went to the outlets and that's about it. How about you?
So we went out to dinner Friday night with some friends from Andy's Barbershop Chorus.
Okay.
We chose them in Kettner because they'd never been.
Okay.
I always say hi to my boys in the kitchen, which I didn't really know that many of them. There's so many new faces there. I say this all the time because there always is. But they were fully staffed, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
So we get upstairs. We have a really cute waiter named Zach.
Oh.
Uh,
With a CH or a K?
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't ask?
I didn't ask. Yeah, I didn't need to know.
Oh.
I didn't want to spend that much time with them. Kidding. Love you guys. But like we ordered like 4 or 5 things and we're going to add more. And then I knew they were probably going to send up some stuff. They sent up so many things. Like it just kept coming. And the food was
yeah,
just
it
like,
did.
yeah, it did.
It's
All
the
over that table.
The extended cut.
But I mean, like, we ordered like 4 or 5 things. And he ended up with like 10 or 11.
Oh, is there there's that many menu items?
Oh, yeah.
I thought
And
they
they
had a
even
small
sent
menu.
up, we ordered the crispy tuna rice.
Oh, those are
but
so good.
they set up another one after
Yeah,
that.
well, I mean, you can't not have
Yeah,
two.
exactly.
So that's normal.
So our friends loved it. It was really good. A great dinner. But then I was like so mad at them because at the end I tried to give them my credit card and Zach's like, oh, it's already been taken care of.
Oh, I would not be mad at them.
I am here to like support you guys. Like I want to like.
Did you have some cash that you could just like leave on the table?
Oh, I told them just charge me $1 and I'll give you your tip.
Okay.
You know? So I was
okay.
like, but it was a great dinner. We had such a good time. And then the next day we went walking down and there's a new like thrift store in Hillcrest on the corner.
I think I saw
a bougie thrift.
It's like a bougie thrift store.
On where and where?
Over here off of
Vermont
and University.
Used to be a furniture store.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Yeah.
So
check it out.
We walking by because we go to Starbucks and then we walk down there's the side street down Vermont to go home when we're walking in the morning, and we saw like this giant ornament that I've been kind of wanting because I want something for the porch for when we decorate for Christmas. Because I want to zhuzh up our decor. And I feel like we need a couple of extra new things.
Ooh, okay.
So on the porch, on that little, like where the post box is, I wanted to put like an ornament. We found something at Home Goods and I was just like, it's kind of small, but it was cute. But then we saw that they had the one that I actually saw at Costco in the thrift store.
Wow.
And we're like, okay, so Andy went in when they were open to go see how much it was, and he picked it up and couldn't see a price. He asked the woman and she's like, oh, it's not for sale. So first of all, why is it out on your floor without a sign that says not for sale? And then second of all, why you got it in the window?
They're learning.
Like, because that's like
they manipulated you. Psychological manipulation.
So we finally just ended up going to Costco and just buying the one that we wanted.
Is it like a big light up ornament?
It is it's a pretty big like.
I would bring it in, but it's big. It's too much work to bring.
So you're going to deck the balls?
Yes.
It'll go out on the porch.
And it'll go out on the porch and it lights up with like little lights on it and everything.
Aww.
So
is it clear?
No, it's like colored and it looks like a giant ornament. Yeah. So very excited about it.
I'm excited for this too. When's it going up? 2 weeks?
Probably in a couple weeks. We had this figure. Yeah, there it is. That's it, Nick.
Oh, wow.
We're also trying to figure out.
Huge.
We're also trying to figure out when they're going to put turkeys out.
They haven't put them out yet?
No, not at Costco. Well, like
Thanksgiving is in like less than 2 weeks.
Like less than 2 weeks. So I think they're probably out now. We should probably check tomorrow or something, Andy. Go by there. Because I gotta get my turkey now. I don't want to get caught without a turkey because
you also don't want that secondhand nasty ass late turkey too.
Well, but there's a turkey shortage.
Mm-hmm. What?
Again this year.
Ugh. Are they just not reproducing?
Well, they're worried.
Supply chain.
Supply chain problem.
So the turkeys are over there. They just can't travel here.
Well,
guys, there's enough turkeys. They just can't get on the freight.
Maybe they are having like performance issues because it's like there's a lot to worry about in the world right now.
They just need an extended cut.
I was at Costco yesterday. They weren't out, so maybe they'll be out when you all go.
I know. I hope so.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, they should probably put them out soon because doesn't it take like a week to thaw?
I know. I'm like, Costco, if you're listening, please put out your turkeys.
Mr. Costco.
Yeah. Gobble, gobble, bitch.
Oh my God.
Okay. Time for mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. So what's giving you life, Joe?
Two things. So I've had an iPad for like a while now. And my laptop is getting kind of crappy and like doesn't hold battery. And I was like, well, I wonder, like, they say that like the iPad's supposed to be like a laptop replacement. And so I kind of like discovered that this past weekend. And I was like, oh, like, why have I not been using my iPad? So that's giving me life. It's not the most glamorous activity, but just the fact that like now I can have like my laptop won't die after like 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That, and then the real thing is the outlet mall at Las Americas.
Okay.
So I went to the Nike store because I needed new running shoes because I'm a runner now with Max. I'm not like, it's just because I was like, I probably should like get running shoes so I don't get like plantar fasciitis. Because that would be bad. Do you have it?
I do. Yeah.
Oh no. Do you have to stretch your foot out every morning?
Basically, yes. But once I start walking, it kind of evens itself out.
Yeah, so I don't want that.
So people, if you don't know, plantar fasciitis hurts, and it's based on like, because I've had years on my feet, like in retail and in restaurants and stuff. So, and I just didn't take care of my feet. Like I didn't wear,
supportive shoes.
I didn't give it support, and now I want to. I want to lift them up.
You got to get some orthotic insoles. So I was like, I probably should get some shoes so that doesn't happen. And so I went to there's I think a Nike store at Fashion Valley. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, shoes are expensive. And I was like, well, like I rationalize it by like, this is my health. I'm like taking care of myself, whatever. Right. But it was like $180 for like running shoes. Oh. And I was like, surely this can't be the truth. So let me go to the outlet. So I thought like they would have like last year's model or whatever. They had the same shoe for $70. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what?
But then you have to go down to the...
I was just going to say, mind you, the line was 35 minutes.
Oh, girl. Did Nick tell you what happened when we went to the outlet mall? We walked in and then walked right back out because the line was so long.
Yeah, we're like, no.
When was this?
I forget. It was like a couple months ago. We went down there just because like I needed to go down there and...
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And
so it must not have been like holiday time. Must have been...
No. It was like right... close to like when school started and stuff like that, but like still, it was really bad.
Yeah, there was a long line.
Each other were like,
well, and I was like, because I would have done the same thing, and I was like, no, like this deal is like crazy because I'm getting these for like $110 off,
right? Yeah,
more than half off, and I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
So that was giving me life, and I kept saying like, I can't believe these prices, Nick, and he's like, yeah.
you're so That's so something like a white person would say. They're like, I can't believe these prices. Oh my God, can you believe this line? Thank God we got in it when we did. Look at how long the line is
now. Were you there with us? Can you believe this discount? Good thing. Oh my God.
Should I get another pair?
It's like, do you follow Trey Kennedy? Do you follow Trey Kennedy on Instagram?
No.
He's the one that does like, kind of like similar sort of things where it's like white girls during fall or like fresh married couples. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
And he does like those kinds of things. And that's something that he would do. Like, oh my God, babe, like we're in line. Can you believe this deal? So that's what are yours?
So I, on November 8th was the midterm elections.
Yes.
And I am obsessed with like how many like firsts we still have in these elections. Mm-hmm. So like this was the biggest turnout for Gen Zers ever. Cause like it's just the highest increase in voters between the ages of 18 and 29, like double digits, almost like triple digit kind of thing.
Okay.
And 60% of those 18 to 29 voters were Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so like, they flipped a lot of...
Yeah.
So like this red wave they kept talking about, some woman posted on Twitter, she was like, it's not a red wave. It's more of like a spotty midweek mid-cycle kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, but okay, I love it.
A spotty midweek.
So, so it's really great to see them because they even like flipped all of Michigan. Like Michigan is blue, and that hasn't happened since like 1983. It's almost 40
Senate
years
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have like the first Gen Zer who
I saw that. The youngest
is on in Congress from Florida.
Yeah, that
from
was
Florida.
I know. And he like was a landslide win.
Yes, definitely. And then you had the first black governor in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
First lesbian governor in the U.S. and Massachusetts. And she's the first woman governor ever in that state.
Okay.
You have the first woman and first openly LGBTQ person to represent Vermont in Congress.
Okay.
In several states voted to codify abortion and reproductive rights into their state constitutions so they can protect it. Mm-hmm. Like that is the product of these kids getting out there who can vote now, getting out there and doing it. So when somebody tells you that your vote's not going to count or doesn't mean anything, that is not true.
Amen. And then the youth in 2 years, there's only going to be more.
Yeah.
Like
the Utes are going to take over.
The children.
They are our future.
I was just going to say Whitney. Thank you. I was like, Whitney told us. They are the greatest love of all. Oh no, the greatest love of all is us, right? Isn't that it?
Well, no, it's the children are our future. We should.
No. And the greatest love of all happens.
It is the greatest love
it's
of
like
all.
when you love yourself.
Are-
Happening. No, because the greatest love of all is happening to me.
Oh my goodness.
So this week,
Yeah. Was that all you're obsessed with?
yeah, that's all I'm
Okay.
obsessed with. Because that's all I think I have the bandwidth for right now.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Were you like,
I was just happy because like I went to bed last night thinking I am gonna wake up in like
yes, Yep.
The Handmaid's Tale.
yes. I did the same thing and I was like,
In
nope.
fact, he woke up this morning and he said, under his
eye. He's like, morning babe, I'm like, under his eye.
I was like watching it and I was like, nope. And then of course the news is essentially sensationalizing it. Too close to call. Oh, it could be everything. I was like, listen.
Here's the thing. There's still a chance that the Republicans are going to have a slim control of
Yeah.
the Senate and Congress.
But nothing will happen because Biden will veto it.
It's not like how they were perceiving it to be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Plus, like with all of these you're going to get people in there who are my biggest thing is like, okay, now it's starting to look more like the U.S.
Yeah.
Like with young, old, female, male.
Mhm.
It's not just old white dudes anymore.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
getting more people who are active in like protesting.
It's like a reset.
Right. And it's like this dude who was in there he has done protests and stuff for gun reform, getting things better in schools, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, that's what we need there.
Yep.
So anyway, that's all I had. Like, that's all I was like, I had the bandwidth for because I'm just like, I don't know if I love anything else right now, but I'm like, I guess British Bake Off because I'm like, I still love
It's still
that.
going?
It's still going. Yeah.
Oh,
we're
okay.
almost there.
How many
But, like,
episodes is there?
Right now there's like 10 out or something
wow.
like that.
Oh,
They
but do
just
they
had
release
Custard
it?
Week.
Do they release it each week, though?
each week, yeah.
Oh.
But it's like you have to stay off of social media from like Wednesday until you can watch it because like it comes out in the UK on Wednesday.
Okay.
But it doesn't drop in the US on Netflix until Friday.
Oh, no.
So like we follow some of the bakers
Uh-oh.
and everything. So you can't like go online and like you might see something you're not supposed to see.
Are you on a social media fast?
Janusz?
Yanush, for sure.
I follow Janusz.
Janusz is great.
He's so
Alessandro as
funny.
well.
The drip.
And I love Kevin. I'm so sad that
I like Kevin.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it yet, Kevin's gone.
Don't love him too much.
I don't watch it.
He's
so.
going to leave you
it's the
soon.
voice.
I just love Kevin's accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just read me all those ingredients you're using, please.
Is it like seductive?
No, he's got a very thick Scottish accent.
Oh, no.
So he'd be like, it's dodgy.
Is he like, I'm going to bake a pie?
Well, and then who was
But
the
it's
other
like-
one?
but
James?
It's like gentle. It's like not
Yeah.
like your aggressive Scottish.
He's got a very calm demeanor. But like, was it James who was the other one who was from Scotland? Yeah, the younger gay guy, like who would wear a kilt every time.
No, yeah.
Oh, I would. You know what? I would be curious what it's like to wear a kilt just for the breathability. Like in the summertime, like instead of wearing shorts, like think of how like breathable that would be.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a good idea in the summertime because usually a lot of times the kilts are made of like a heavier fabric.
No,
Oh.
they're
Are
made
they?
to be. I mean, they are. They're usually made of wool, but you can get lightweight wool.
Oh.
But don't ride a bike with it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
God,
no. Don't go running with it either.
I would need to stand over one of those. What are those storm? Not the. What did Marilyn Monroe stand over in New York? What are those
a
called?
steam vent?
The steam vent
Yeah,
from the subway.
and just do the little like.
Oh God.
Side story about that. I was watching Jerry Seinfeld make a joke about that. He was like, "That's actually like it's so funny how we glorify that when it's like nasty steam bath from the subway is what's like going up her skirt."
Yeah, I'm like, you could have gotten a yeast infection.
Hey, I do it. I would do it for the relief. Yeast infection is treatable.
I do, as a kid, remember being really cold in New York in the winter, and you walk over the grate, and that's the one chance you get warm because it's hot air coming up.
Oh my God! Not related, but related. You just reminded me. The Christmas Story. Did you guys see that? There's another part, like another version,
Sequel.
or with Ralphie. I haven't watched the trailer, but you just reminded me of that.
Well, it inspired us to watch this the documentary on the making of Christmas Story, like 30 years later. It was
Okay.
really well done,
Huh.
and it was kind of fun to see some of the characters and them talk about their experience being on the set and the kind of mischief they got into.
Oh yeah,
Apparently they were dropping water bombs on people from their hotel room when they were
in the
filming.
snow.
Well, it was filmed. A part of it was filmed in the summer, and it like on the scenes where you see them running away from the bully that's outside in the snow. That was mostly washing soap foam.
Huh.
That was not.
I feel like that's a really good segue into our topic this week about a fun
really good
fact.
segue.
I wasn't even planning that. Oh, look at me go!
Fun facts about some of our favorite movies.
Well, I don't think that's. Please don't tell me that's your favorite movie.
No,
though.
it's not.
Okay, thank God.
But do you know, like in Wizard of Oz, like they used to use asbestos
What?
for the snow.
He did.
for when the poppies get.
Yeah, it was like that was one of the things.
Okay,
That's not
Wizard
one of
of
my.
Oz had a lot of problematic.
Yeah.
They were the ones who used the aluminum makeup for Tin Man.
I was just going to say,
Right.
did he die of
No,
that?
he didn't die, but he went in the hospital. Eddie Abner.
Oh my
Right,
God.
I think it was the guy who was the father on the Beverly Hillbillies, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
But he was put in the hospital, and this is what the production was like. They didn't save him his job. They actually, because he had an allergic reaction, almost died from aluminum powder in his lungs. They hired someone else
Yeah.
to take his. So he lost the role.
But changed the paint that they used
Oh my God.
on the so
And the same thing with the witch. The witch's paint was not fire retardant, so she got. And
Yeah,
they
she
were
got
making
burned.
her go in flames for the first two disappearances in The Wizard of Oz. She goes in a ball of flame, and after that, it's only smoke because they realized that she had massive burns and real
Yep.
issues.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't think those are fun facts.
No, those are fun.
And it's not our favorite movie. so-
And it's
I
our
think
favorite
those are.
movie.
I mean, those are just facts. Facts are facts, America.
Facts are facts, America. Hashtag facts. All right, so we're gonna go through.
Yeah, do the intro. Do the
We're
thing.
gonna go through some of our favorite movies, and we're gonna talk about like some of the fun little facts about the movies that we found out, and like just talk about what the movie means to us and stuff.
Did you find out that it was hard for some movies, and then you had to scrap that idea?
No,
Okay.
because here's the thing.
Not same.
Sorry, because you know what? IMDb also has a little section under
Wait.
every movie.
I was like, you are who? I thought you said IMDb.
We
Okay.
we only call him DB now.
Well, and then it was like DB Cooper. So okay, I saw that on IMDb, and I was like, "Is this trustworthy?" Because you can edit it.
Oh, because it happens as the movie comes out and the information is available.
Okay.
But they have a trivia area where they put all the facts.
Okay, I didn't. So in my research, I did not do any of those because I was like, "This is a little fishy."
No, because like I would then go
Did
find
you
it
fact
on
check
another.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't do that.
Paul knows how to fact check.
Facts are facts.
So I will tell you that there are no fun facts about the movie The Lake House.
Well, I mean, it's the lake house.
I know, but I love that movie.
Oh God, are you
I
like
know.
a middle-aged woman who loved Pinot Grigio?
Maybe.
I mean, he did love that the shoes were on sale.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Oh my
70%
God.
off.
Oh my-
Can you get this deal?
You would be like the person who'd be like, Bet. Did you see this great deal, Bet?
Well, but because that's also Nick. He will be like, oh, but you get like 2 for 3. And I was like, that's marketing manipulation of psychology and you're falling victim to it.
But see, me, I'm the person who would be like, oh, did you see this shirt? This is great. Let me get this because it's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
It's 60% off the markdown price.
See, there you go.
That's me. And also when people would ask me like, oh my God, I love that. Or they would say, oh, I love that shirt. I'm like, $3.
You wear it with pride.
Well, Joe,
I
here's
do.
Here's your fun fact for the lake house. The actual house did not exist and was built for the movie, then dismantled. So there's your fun fact about the lake house in the movie.
I have a fact that is very reminiscent and similar to that about one of the movies that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
Get into it, girl.
All right.
You start.
My first one, and people are going to think this is going to be really weird, but this is one of my favorite movies. And it would make sense if you really knew me, but it's Muppets Take Manhattan.
Okay.
I love that Nick did a gasp.
It was a gay gas.
And it's like, have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so one of the facts is this is the first ever time you see the Muppet Babies. This movie came out, and 2 months later is when their cartoon show
Okay.
actually came out. So it's the first time you see them.
Okay.
I'm like, I love the Muppet Babies. The Muppet Babies were one of my shows I would watch.
Did they have a separate, and it was a separate show?
It was a separate show. It was a cartoon, but it was so cool and it was so cute, and I loved it.
I think I remember that. But like Baby Gonzo.
Yes.
I remember him with a nose.
And Baby Scooter and all of them.
Aww.
That's like, but of course, Miss Piggy still loved Kermit. And it was just like, their voices were just the cutest little things. And they had a lot of like stars in this, but one of them was Joan Rivers.
Oh.
And Joan Rivers was supposed to have a scene with Miss Piggy.
Okay.
But for some reason, they couldn't get the scene to work. So Frank Oz went with Joan Rivers and had 2 gin and tonics each. So pretty much got a little bit like liquid lubricated. And then went back into the scene, and that's the one you see in the movie.
That's amazing.
Wait, why did they need to have drinks?
Because she was just needed to loosen up.
Oh, she was too tight.
Yeah.
Maybe she needed... Was this the extended cut?
Yeah. So, and then you've never seen it, but Nick, you know that part in where Kermit pretends to be a big time producer?
Yeah.
And he goes in and he takes down, I think it's Liza Minnelli's picture.
Oh my God.
Off of the wall at Sardi's and puts his up. That picture is still there. It has become a permanent fixture at Sardi's.
What's Sardi's?
It's a famous restaurant in New York where all the actors and actresses go, and then they get their pictures
with
their
their
headshots.
After dinner, after theater place.
Yeah, and they get like caricatures of their faces done, and they get them put up on the wall and stuff like that. But Kermit pretended to be a big time producer and took down Liza Minnelli's.
It's just funny that like there she is, like
Liza with a Z. Oh. And in the movie, they go to a diner that's run by rats.
Oh.
And one of the rats is named Tatooey.
Okay.
So when you look at it, it says Rat Tatooey.
Oh.
Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like the dish?
And like the subsequent Disney movie.
I was just going to say, did they have did they like file copyright rights?
No, because the Muppets are owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Oh.
And by ABC, yep.
Oh, wait. Were they always owned by Disney?
I don't think so. They used to be owned by just the Jim Henson Productions, but then Disney and ABC bought.
Yeah. Okay.
Them. So
interesting.
Which is why whenever I go to Disney, I love going to like see the Muppet 3D, even though I've seen it like 1,000 times.
Where's that? In Florida?
There's one in Hollywood Studios in Florida.
Oh, I was like,
but I don't think they have one here.
I've never seen the Muppets.
Yeah, I love the Muppet Show in Florida. It's great. If you're in Orlando and you're going to Disney World, go check it out. So what do you have?
So my list is a little smorgasbordery.
Oh, okay. You didn't just break it up by each movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Is that what you were doing?
Oh, that's what I was doing, but okay.
No. You're going to go by movie, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
No, I have. You
made it sound like it was a buffet. We're going to go over here to
no,
get some pasta,
it's an eclectic mix
rice.
of movies.
Okay.
It's like there's definitely like a no theme. And it's like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
So the first movie that I could think of, and I kind of thought about like, what movie can I watch like with like multiple times and never get tired of?
Well, and that's what I did too. When I was thinking about it, I was like, what movie can I watch? I will sit down and watch it right now, watch it the whole way through and enjoy myself. And also, which one had resonated with me a lot? Because like Muppets Take Manhattan was like when I was younger and I had to be a latchkey kid and like take care of myself at home because my parents both worked. Like that was one of those movies I would watch.
Yeah.
And it was just fun.
Yeah.
So
I thought about too, like if it was ever on TV, like I kind of consider like if it was on TV and like it was like not a rerun, but like if it was a movie on TV, like and I would watch it, like that made it also.
Oh, right.
It like ranked it up. So my first one's National Treasure. And let me tell you why. Because
please.
So I don't know what it was, but I remember when I first saw this movie, it was just like the way that it was made. I don't know. I think it just really like made me feel like I was kind of like an adventurer because it was like this cool little like you had to like decipher this like code and like there was a thing and then like the guy, the Riley kid or whatever, I was really attracted to him and I had a crush on him. He was like the cute guy from The Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
But he played this like little nerdy like sidekick to Nicolas Cage, and it was before Nicolas Cage got new teeth. So like he
got the nasty.
His veneers and the second movie were not good. But I really like National Treasure because it's like, I don't know, like it was a cool story and people might shit on it, but whatever. I thought that the movie was pretty
That's
cool.
the one where they steal the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence.
He goes, we're gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Just like that.
That's
they're his new veneers.
Really good.
We better be careful. He'll sue us. But he only, that was pre-teeth. And his next one, he's like, So the first fact that I thought was really interesting is that they obviously couldn't go to these historic places because they're like government stuff, right? Like you can't go to like, I don't know where the Declaration of Independence is stored.
National Archives.
There. But what they did is they had a brick for brick replica of Independence Hall, and it was actually in Knott's Berry Farm. So they filmed there. Surprisingly enough, I was like, okay.
But like, did they keep the building in Knott's Berry Farm? Because I feel like that would be such a cool like thing to make into like a ride or like some kind of like event.
They had
an escape room.
I think
where you have to steal the Declaration of Independence to get out of the escape room. National Treasure escape room. TM. I'm trademarking that. Like,
well, I think they had it there as kind of like a historical thing before. I am also not at all fact checking myself right now. I'm making all this up. But they had it and they basically filmed there, and I was like, that was actually a smart move because I bet they probably had to build a huge. Huge like set for that.
Yeah.
But then I'm also curious, like, did they go
it's there.
Liberty Bell is in
Philadelphia.
Like I think they went to like the replica or whatever. But that was also a cool like part because you learn like history, quote unquote.
So Knott's Berry Farm has Knott's Independence Hall.
Okay.
So it's a replica of Independence. Okay, I didn't know that either.
Oh,
so there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Well, that's where they did
it. The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's located right outside Knott Stoke City.
Of course it is.
On IMDb. So the director of the movie actually went to high school with Nicolas Cage. And then the fun fact that made me chuckle was that Nicolas Cage liked to do karaoke during filming. And there wasn't much information after that, but that was like something that I was like, I would do that.
Could you imagine what do you think Nicolas Cage's go-to song is?
Unbreak My Heart.
I think it's not unusual.
It's not unusual.
I think it's Sweet Caroline.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Any Neil Diamond, really.
Any Neil Diamond whatsoever.
Neil Diamond like her.
And then the actual movies and the sequel boosted attendance at the National Archives, which I thought was cool because that means that like money was flowing into these historical areas. And then the last one that was really interesting to me was that the guy that plays the villain, Sean Bean, which I think he's in like Game of Thrones. He's like the guy that always is like the villain or whatever. This was one of the few projects in his journeyman career that he doesn't die. And so the fact that I was interested in was that he's been killed in film and TV 23 times.
Wow.
Most notably losing his head as Ned Stark in the first season of Game of Thrones. So this was like one of the he's the Lord of the Rings. Oh, he dies in that, doesn't he?
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, he's in everything. Gosh.
So in National Treasure, he does not die.
And he
just goes to prison.
Does he?
Yeah, he's the bad guy. He goes to prison.
Oh.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
And then the last one is that the house that was used at like as the dad's residence is the same house that was used in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which is actually the guy Angelina Jolie's dad. I don't know his name.
Oh,
he plays the dad,
Mr. Jolie.
The dad, Papa Jolie.
It's something else because it's like he's a famous actor, and he actually John Voight.
Yeah,
I told you my story about John Voight, though, right?
I don't think so.
When I was working at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Bernardo, John Voight was staying there and met somebody in the cafe one morning, and
like
I was
a romantic.
No, it was just like a business thing, but I'm just like. How that John Voight
in Rancho Bernardo?
Yes.
He must have been on set, or
he was there visiting family, somebody was having a wedding or something like that. That's where he decided to stay. But it was just like, that John fucking Voight, people. So anyway.
So that's his house? That's John Voight's house?
No, it's not his house, but it was the same house that they had in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay.
There's also a episode on Seinfeld about John Voight's car.
Okay.
That they buy John Voight's car, but it's actually like not the real John Voight. It's just
some other guy named John Voight. Okay, are we bracing ourselves?
I'm braced.
We're about to talk about the greatest movie ever made,
Titanic
For modern cinema.
That's right. So this is Grease 2.
I was wondering.
So this is like my favorite. I've talked about this numerous times. My favorite movie in the world. I can watch this over and over again. If it's on TV, I will stop everything and just watch it. No matter where it's at in the movie, I'll just watch it. Now, it was supposed to be called Son of Grease. Like
S-O-N or S-U-N?
S-O-N.
Okay.
Like son, like somebody had a baby. Did I tell you my joke? Did I tell you that joke that I had? Like, why can't people at Athens get up before noon? Because Dawn is tough on Greece.
Oh my God,
stop it.
Oh my God.
So it was supposed to be called Son of Greece, but they decided that didn't work, so they changed it to Grease 2. But Maxwell Caulfield, who was the star, one of the stars of it, wanted it still be called Son of Greece. So there were actually pictures of him with a shirt on where it says Son of Greece that he had like
in the film.
No, like taken and like paparazzi and stuff like that because he wanted to get the name changed back to Son of Greece.
Ew, rude.
This is also Michelle Pfeiffer's first movie ever. And she wasn't going to go and audition. It was like a fluke.
How? She's in that?
Yeah, but
how old is Michelle Pfeiffer?
I don't.
She's 64 years old.
64. But she played the lead. She was like the female lead in that.
Oh.
And she sung her own songs, y'all. She did all her own vocals.
Got her ready for Hairspray.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
I love her. She is Miss Baltimore.
And
damn it, that would have been
She
a
would
good
have been
point.
like 22.
Okay.
When that was made.
And John Travolta was in Grease, and then him and Michelle Pfeiffer were in Hairspray together.
Look at that.
Conspiracy.
Look at that.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, exactly.
It all comes back to Kevin Bacon.
6 degrees of separation.
If only she would have rapped with Coolio in Dangerous Minds.
Oh, see? That would have been amazing.
I feel like Hairspray would have been a good movie. I like that one.
I like that one, too. That's one of my favorites, too.
Well,
I
it
can
didn't
sing
make
that all
the
the time.
cut.
It didn't make the cut.
Honorable mention.
I could only have one movie musical on my list, and that was it. And Grease 2 is it. So, did you know that Andy Gibb, Jennifer Beals, who went on to do Flashdance, Debbie Harry, and even Cher were all in talks to do Grease 2.
Cher?
Cher was in talks to do Grease 2. She was going to do Paulette, who was the bleach blonde. But they couldn't meet her price.
I think it's so cute that you're talking to us like we know the movie and know the characters. That's so precious.
You know.
I am listening to you. I am invested, and I am here for you.
Paulette, nodding my head, going, "Sure, Paulette."
Oh, Paulette was the bleach blonde who was kind of like she was the Marilyn Monroe character. Whatever, it's the best movie ever. So,
Andy, you don't know this? I thought you've watched it as much as Paul.
I have watched it because he watches it, but I don't remember it.
So, but I'm like, Jennifer Beals would have been cool to be in that, but she decided to do Flashdance instead, which was a great idea for her.
Yeah.
This movie also helped repopularize bowling.
Oh.
Because bowling alleys were on the decline at the time. And then when this movie came out, they had Score Tonight, which was their big bowling alley dance song.
You know what it repopularized? Bowling.
Bowling.
That really struck me.
Bowling.
That's kind of the way it came out. It was funny. Bowling.
That was very Cher.
But it's like also Brunswick.
What's a Brunswick?
They're a
sporting
sporting
of fine bowling pins.
Yeah.
And lanes.
They supplied all of the bowling paraphernalia for the bowling alley in the movie.
Oh, good. Sponsored.
And Score Tonight is like a really great song.
Okay.
And none of the balls were real, though.
None of the balls were real. They were specifically designed so that they could dance with it and move around and smack.
Were they styrofoam?
I think so.
No.
Yeah. So I hate that you all just don't love this as much as I do.
No, for those that are listening, like
gonna
we're
watch
all
this
just
movie.
looking at Paul while he's like loving his life because I haven't seen the movie, so
I
I
haven't either.
We will have to sit down and watch this. I
Let's do a
swear to
Grease 2 party.
God.
okay,
All
we'll
right.
watch it.
So Lorna Luft, who played Paulette, who is the bleached blonde Marilyn Monroe character in the movie, is actually the daughter of Judy Garland and Sidney Luft.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, who else is Judy Garland's famous daughter?
Liza Minnelli.
Okay.
Full circle with Muppet Takes Manhattan.
Okay. And who's Julie Garland's
different
next
dads,
person
though.
in your next movie?
I don't know.
Or just I think she only had two.
What was that, Nick?
I think they have different dads, though, right?
Different dads,
Yeah.
yes. And then Tom...
You always kind of talk like this. We're kind of funky tonight.
I know. I love it. So Tom Cruise auditioned for the Johnny Nagranelli, who's the leader of the T-Birds. He auditioned for that, but the director wanted somebody who was older and taller.
Oh.
But the guy who got the role, Adrian Zmed, was playing Danny Zuko in Grease on Broadway.
Were there a lot of like what are they called? Actors that made it from the first movie to the second movie, or were there none?
No, a lot of the extras did, but like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John decided to pass on doing it.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was kind of like what the director decided flopped the movie was because a lot of the original actors weren't in it. The only other one besides the extras was Didi Khan
Okay. Love
and
her.
like the teachers and stuff like that, but none of the like main characters.
Chris McDonald's in it.
And then when Grease 2 flopped, plans to expand that Grease universe didn't work out. So like there were movies and TV series and everything like that. So the unused script for the third movie
There's not a third
was
movie.
acquired and reworked by Disney to help craft High School Musical.
Oh no.
Boom.
Okay.
Well,
I
I
love High
have
School Musical.
And Andrew Garfield named Grease 2 as his number 3 favorite movie musical of all time.
number 3.
Look!
I'm really glad it made it top 5.
and then Lorna Luft, to prepare for her role as Paulette, because I just loved Paulette, she only ate watermelon 3 times a day
That's it?
for like 2 months, and she lost like 22 pounds.
Good for her.
Wow.
Yep. And then my last thing is Drew Barrymore in the movie My Date with Drew, which was like kind of like a documentary kind of thing.
Okay.
She expressed her love for Grease 2. So it is on film, people.
Tab Hunter also made a stunning comeback in Grease 2.
Tab Hunter. Okay. So he was a big star in like the 50s. And then he came back in and did,
Oh, yeah.
he was a teacher in Grease
Oh,
2.
damn.
And let me tell you, Reproduction is like one of my favorite songs ever from any movie musical.
Tab Hunter was going to be like the Cary Grant of his age, but he had a fight with his studio and basically walked away from a picture he didn't want to do, and he got blackballed.
Oh.
So,
And he also came out.
Oh.
Well, he didn't come out till later in life.
He came out later in life,
Yeah.
but he was closeted, and because he was closeted and not really out
He's
gay,
handsome.
he didn't fall victim to AIDS, where a lot of his peers were dealing with the AIDS
Yeah.
crisis. So he knew who's the actor who
Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson. So he knew Rock Hudson and
Wow. Look at Paulette with Tab Hunter.
but there's a great documentary about Tab Hunter worth
Yeah,
watching. if
so-
you can find
Huh.
it.
We don't have any fun facts about that because that wasn't one of our favorite movies we picked.
No. Not at all.
What's your
So,
next one?
My next movie is My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, where you can use like Lysol on every. Oh, not Lysol.
Windex.
It's Windex.
Well, and so this one, I think I'm not Greek, but like it was very like it
But
made
have
me
you ever
feel
had
very
Greek in you?
Italian. I don't know if I've had Greek in me. I'd have to consult my little black book.
Okay. Stavros.
Athelios, Zeus. So my Big Fat Greek Wedding I really enjoyed because like when I was younger it was like I have a big Italian family and it felt kind of similar to that.
Oh, okay.
And I just loved Aunt Vula. Like Vula, I think.
I am going to.
Have you seen the movie?
I have never seen the movie.
Okay, I am going to understand how you felt 5 minutes ago.
But I love Andrea Martin.
Yeah,
I think
so
she's great. Who played that character?
She was Aunt Vula. So I'll go quick through this because I have other movies. But my Big Fat Greek Wedding was actually based on a play, and so the Nia Vardalos, she hadn't been getting work as an actress, so she basically was like, "I'm gonna write a screenplay," and then it got picked up, and then obviously blew up into the movie, and then the highest grossing romantic comedy of all time is My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Wow,
Mhm.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting because there's a lot of other rom-coms out
But I
there.
know it
that-
was like the number one movie for a while.
I think it was, in 2004
there, yeah.
or 2000, something like that. And then the fact about Aunt Vula is that she wrote the role of Aunt Vula with Andrea Martin in mind. And it's because Andrea Martin is actually of Armenian descent. And she had always wanted to work with her because she's a fellow Second City alum. And I think that's like an improv thing.
Yeah, it's an improv.
And then the last one is that the first scene of the movie, which was the opening scene, was shot last.
Yeah, they do that sometimes, like where they do things out of order based on who they can, when their schedules are open and things like that. So
Yeah. I always thought movies were done sequentially, but I am very wrong. Nick's like, you don't know anything. You peasant. Jurassic World.
All right, so my next one is Up.
Okay.
And like Up
Oh
is
my
one of
god,
those-
we are on like you're doing Up and then my next one's Pixar. We're on a theme.
Yes. So Up is one of my favorite movies. I will watch this one because it makes me feel good all the time.
Do you cry?
I do.
Yeah.
Like a couple of times. But like when I first saw Up, I thought I was Russell, but now I realize I'm more Carl.
Oh no. I think we all are Carl.
I think we're all Carl, for most of the time. And this is one of those rare animation films and Pixar films where the hero is a geriatric person. So I thought that was very interesting too. The married life scene, which is the kind of like silent movie thing that they do, like towards the beginning of the movie, was originally supposed to be designed with dialogue. They actually had cut scenes where they were talking, but they decided to leave it as a silent movie to give it more of that Super 8 home video feel for the movie. And I'm like, that's perfect because like it has so much more drama and tugs at your heartstrings with no words.
Yep.
So, and the characters were intentionally shaped. So Carl was shaped like a square or rectangle because he was supposed to be boxed off and by the book and rigid. Whereas Ellie was more full of life and easygoing, so her face was more circular.
Aww.
And Russell is bouncy and full of energy and
like a
buoyant.
ball.
And so he's shaped like a balloon when you look at him.
Oh my god.
Like going upwards. When you look, like now you see it and you're like, oh my god. Isn't that crazy? Like the things these people think of.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's very like Taylor Swift.
But not Midnights because that album sucks.
So South America was chosen to reflect Carl's emotional state. The Tepus, or the Tabletop Mountains, are old, isolated, rugged, but with a soulful beauty.
And that's where they travel to, right?
Yes, that's where he traveled to. So it's kind of like him. And just so you know, they counted the balloons so you would know exactly how many were used.
Oh, God.
There were 10,297 balloons on the house that were used.
Did they individually animate all of those
They
together?
had to individually
Oh my God.
animate each single one of those.
I mean, that makes 99 red balloons something different.
So, and you know how Pixar loves to like mix their movies and like put a little like, Easter egg from other movies in there. So when Muntz serves them dinner on the dirigible, Carl is served the scallop dish from Ratatouille.
Wait, when did Up come out?
2009.
2009.
Okay.
And it was the first movie in history to be nominated for Best Picture and Best Animated feature film. And it was also the first 3D film to open the Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.
I know. And I have two more things. So the Spirit of Adventure, which is the dirigible in there, is a dirigible, which means it has a rigid frame. It's not a blimp because a blimp has no rigid frame.
Oh.
It's a little something like infotainment.
That's
for you
like
guys.
that's the ship they flew over in, right?
Yes. And then the last thing, this really got me. This is why I love Up and Pixar and everything. So before the film's release, Pixar granted a wish for a 10-year-old named Colby Curtis. And she had been diagnosed with cancer and couldn't go to the theater. And so a Pixar employee flew out to her house with a DVD of the unreleased film and screened it for her. And she died 7 hours later.
Oh, I just got
After
chills all
watching the
over.
film. So like that kind of stuff, like
I'm verklempt.
that kind of stuff gets me because I'm like, you didn't have to do that, but like that's so amazing that they did something like that for her.
Oh,
So
see if the movie doesn't make you cry that well,
right? So you have a Pixar film.
Mine is WALL-E.
Oh, I love WALL-E.
Well, so there's two things about WALL-E that I always remember, and my vivid memory is going to see WALL-E on opening night.
Yeah,
what's it called? Premiere night. So with my friend Rachel, and I think Ariel went too. And we went to see WALL-E on the premiere at midnight because we were like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. And I went after the movie, I was like, or in the middle of the movie, I was like, if this fucking thing doesn't say anything other than WALL-E, I'm leaving. Because the robot guy, WALL-E, doesn't talk.
Right.
And so it really...
He's like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I think really it took me a little bit of time after to realize that they did an amazing job, Pixar did, at just the storyline and just how mature it was for a kid's movie, because it was oh hey, society's gonna go up to space because you're gonna destroy the planet and you're gonna be dependent upon technology. And I was like, oh well, that's now. But the other reason I love the movie is because the movie score is fantastic. Defining Dancing is probably one of my top 10 favorite songs ever that I've heard. And just the emotion that you hear from the music and just the various strings and all that stuff. It's fantastic. When he goes and he's in the what is this the outside? Oh my God, the stars.
Space.
Yeah. Thank you. And he's just touching the stars. I was just and then it reminds me of World of Color from Disneyland. But I love the movie. And so the sprinkled in, like you said, about Easter eggs, is that several items and characters from past Pixar films can actually be found in his trailer, including Rex from Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear Lunchbox, Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc., and the Bug Zapper from A Bug's Life. So I think that's cool.
Life.
What's that?
I love A Bug's Life.
I always get confused between A Bug's Life and Ants.
Oh, yeah. Ants was more...
DreamWorks.
Yes.
So I don't like that one. I like A Bug's Life better because that's when they build a bird, right? Out of leaves or whatever. Yeah. Are they crickets?
No, to keep the grasshoppers from taking
grasshoppers.
Food.
Mm-hmm. So there are roughly 1,000 unique props in WALL-E's truck, and it took a team of 5 modelers and 5 shading artists more than a month to create them. And that's just in the trailer.
Right.
Do you know what WALL-E stands for?
No.
WALL-E stands for Waste Allocation Local Lifter Earth Class.
Oh.
And do you know what E stands for?
No.
Nope. Extraterrestrial Vegetation Evaluator.
I thought you were going to say a rapper from the late 90s, early 2000s who became an actress.
Eve in WALL-E did not have bear claws on her breasts. Tattooed. And then my last thing that made me laugh was, how fast do you think WALL-E's cruising speed is?
Maybe 5 miles an hour?
No, 20 miles an hour, and his top downhill speed is 35 miles per hour.
Oh, go ahead. You're like the Flash.
I mean, I could cruise at 35.
It's going to take him a long time to clean the planet at that speed.
Right, well, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. And that made me cry too.
So,
go ahead.
My next one is 16 Candles.
Okay.
And anybody who knows, John Hughes was huge in the 80s with his movies like Breakfast Club. But 16 Candles is my favorite. And it's another one where it's like this movie is super problematic for a lot of reasons, like date rape and the racial profiling and
but it was
stuff
the
like
80s,
that.
Right?
But it's the 80s.
So
and it's like,
if anything, we can look at it as a snapshot in history.
Right, and like where we like what we don't want to do, and now where we're at.
Look at us go.
Yeah.
Right?
So actually, John Hughes had never met Molly Ringwald, but wrote the movie for Molly Ringwald because he was like, he found her picture in a stack of headshots of upcoming starlets, put it up on the wall, and wrote the whole movie around her.
Wow.
And then also created the Ted character, who's played by Anthony Michael Hall, wrote that because he loved him in National Lampoon's Vacation.
Wait, which one is he in National Lampoon's Vacation?
He's the son. Anthony Michael Hall. The little blonde one.
Okay. That's a different one than Chris's Vacation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was the first feature film that Hughes wrote and directed.
What's this guy?
Getty Watanabe was 28 and didn't have an accent. He's the one who played Long Duck Dong in the movie. He was actually born in Utah.
Oh my God. Was he Mormon?
The costume designer on the movie begged Molly Ringwald not to wear the hat she wore in the beginning of the movie because she wore a hat and she kind of wore it towards the back of her head. So it wasn't like on top. It was more like towards the back. And after the release, girls started wearing their hats just like that, where it's a little bit further back. See, like, where you had the bangs underneath and stuff. She was very cool, very it. There were talks of a sequel called 32 Candles.
Oh, God. That's a lot of candles.
Yeah, a lot of candles.
They didn't have the budget for those candles.
And if you watch the movie, like, this is one of the reasons why I like the movie, too, is because Molly Ringwald's character, her sister, is getting married in the movie, and she is engaged to this guy who I, at the time, was like, oh, he is really cute. I think that's kind of like my type. But in the movie, he's considered an oily bohunk. But bohunk is a disparaging slur against immigrants from Eastern Europe.
Oh.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
And the last thing, the cake at the end of the movie, where they're sitting on the table, her and Jake, like, that cake is made out of cardboard.
Oh, no.
Like, they could have burned the whole thing down.
Because it was on fire.
I know. Like, look at how many candles are on that thing. That thing is fake,
16.
too.
Did you count them?
Oh, there you go. I think there's 16 of them.
If there are more than 16 candles on that case.
It's the sequel. There's 32.
Yeah.
Bam! The sequel.
Oh, my God. I have one more I can do real quick.
Okay.
Because it ties into what Nick was talking about earlier. So the last one that I'll talk about is The Holiday.
Okay.
And I just love this movie. Like, I'll watch this movie if it's in, like,
July.
the summer. Yeah. It doesn't matter when the movie is. I also was on a call at work this week, and I swear to God, the guy that was on the other end, he's supporting us from, like, another country. It sounded like Jude Law.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, The Holiday?
I think I just watched it. Yeah, I just watched this not too long ago, like a couple months ago. Like, Andy was on a trip, and I was like, I'm gonna watch something, and so I ended up watching The Holiday.
It's cute. It's one of like, I could watch it, like I said, any time of the year. So, in the movie, there's a quick cameo from Dustin Hoffman when they're in the like the blockbuster scene.
Oh yes, there is.
He doesn't
yes.
say anything, and it was completely unplanned. And so after lunching near the film set, he stopped to see what production was, like what it was doing. And then it turns out he knew the director, Nancy Meyers, and was asked to pop into the movie.
Right, because they're talking about like The Graduate or something.
They're in like a blockbuster.
In the blockbuster.
Yeah. And then like that's when he goes and sings that like really cheesy song.
It's because it's a thanks to you, Mrs. Robinson, because the character in the movie The Graduate is named Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah.
Right, and that song was written
for that movie.
That was the
and because Jack Black plays movie score.
Yep.
So
in LA. Did you know that the house swapping website that they use is real?
I don't doubt that. And that's like, I think that's how like somebody came up with the idea for like Airbnb, like probably.
Yeah. I want to know about, like, I want to go on it and be like, where can I go?
Well, so friends of ours does this where they swap houses.
Okay.
And like, so they went to Europe, like Spain and somewhere else, and swapped their house. But like, it's not like in the movie, like where they both come out at the same time.
Oh.
It's like they'll tell you when they're coming, and then you have to give up your house.
Yeah.
So you go live somewhere else or do something.
Oh, they
whatever.
don't switch with each other.
And then same thing. Yeah.
I would love that, to just see like what life's like. The next fact is that Jack Black didn't want to do the movie, and he didn't want to star in a rom-com. But when he found out that Kate Winslet was in it, he was in.
Interesting. Because I like Jack Black in that movie. I think he's like a little cutie.
And he's the perfect character for that. Like he did a great job.
I love Poe in a rom-com.
Maybe he was like, he could have been Jack in Titanic as well.
Jack Black?
Jack Black.
Oh, because it's
Jack.
I don't think so.
Okay. Thanks for sharing, Nick. Somebody turn his mic off.
I'm coming.
So, Kate Winslet actually was dating the co-star who played Jasper in real life.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then two more. Cameron Diaz.
Well,
I can't talk today. Cameron Diaz credits The Holiday to being her most physically trying because of all the running required of her character. And I was like, you were in Charlie's Angels?
Right.
How did
Also
you not?
Night and Day.
Yeah.
I was like, is it because you had to run in snow?
Maybe.
And then the last one, which ties it all together, I think actually you were saying this, is that the Rose Cottage does not actually exist. It was built over the course of 2 weeks in a field by the producers. Because they think, what were we talking about?
The Lake House.
The Lake House didn't exist.
Oh, interesting.
So I brought it all the way to the beginning.
Wow.
Yes.
And I'm going to finish it off with my favorite Queen Latifah movie.
Get it.
All right. So this one is about Beauty Shop. Like, have you ever seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you've seen it, Nick? I love it, right? It's good, right? It's a good movie?
It is.
Okay. So Beauty Shop was meant to be a sequel or a spinoff to Barbershop, but ended up just being its own thing. This was this is interesting. This is the last MGM film to be released on VHS.
Okay. It's that old?
It's that old.
I feel like, what was this, a 2008 film?
I think this was like 2005.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
Kevin Bacon's in it? Oh my God. I don't remember this movie at all.
So Octavia Spencer is in it, but she is credited as big customer. She's in one of the chairs, and they're in Gina's new shop, and she goes, "Would you like a cappuccino?" And the Octavia Spencer goes, "I don't eat nothing that I can't spell."
Oh!
And the woman who's working on her was like, "So you're like a spelling bee champ then, huh?" Oh, that's funny. All right. And then the video store next to Gina's, which is Queen Latifah's shop in the movie, is actually called The Big Picture, which is the name of a Kevin Bacon film. Kevin Bacon is in Beauty Shop, who plays Jorge.
Okay.
Her old boss who was like trying to take her down. All right, and then the last thing for this movie is DJ Helen. She's like the DJ on the radio that plays through, comes in every couple of minutes, like through the movie. Talks about that fine dog, Michael Vick, who then a couple of years later was arrested for having an interstate dog fighting ring.
Oh no.
So wait, what's the premise of this again? Like the
Oh my God,
movie-
Beauty Shop? Okay.
Is it like she's gonna lose her shop or something?
So no, she was working for Jorge. Jorge got sassy with her and told her that she couldn't work in this town. So she takes the money that she has and opens up her own beauty shop.
Okay.
In like Watts or something like that. And it's about like her taking over and then people, so it's just this whole up and coming thing. And it's really cool because it also has the young girl from Cosby Show in here. And I can't remember what her name is, but it's like, it's not Raven Simone, it's somebody else. But like all of the Black and people of color, like women and stuff like that, were in this movie. And it's so cool because you got like Lisa Ray and Maura Lee Simmons, but you also got like Digimon
Yeah, Digimon.
Hatsu, I think his name is. But then you have like Mina Savari, who played a bitch. Okay. But like, it's such a great movie. You have to go see it.
That's
it's
cute.
really good. Like, just go home and like, I think it was like a producer on it because it was supposed to be a spinoff of Barbershop. So that's why he's
Maybe that's what I'm
credited in
thinking. Maybe I've seen Barbershop. No, because I feel like I've seen this one. I love Queen Latifah.
I do too. I was going to pick The Last Holiday.
You should have.
But I did find some stuff out. So just FYI, Food Network chefs were the ones who created all the dishes for the movie.
Oh.
And that Hotel Poo Poo, or Hotel Poop, I think it's called, is actually the hotel used in Casino Royale.
Oh. Where,
So-
in like Switzerland or whatever?
I think so, yeah.
We should go.
We should. But with that being said, we thank you again for listening to another episode of These
Yes.
Unprecedented Gays. And you everybody have a great week.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.